Okay, Chapter 9, Lesson 1, we're looking at angles and angle measures. So when we graph angles, we put them on a coordinate plane. So we have our y-axis and we have our x-axis. And to the right of our x-axis of the origin, that's called our initial side. That's why we always open the angle. And an angle is just two rays, right? And then a second ray, right? And we always open it from the right of the origin. That's called the initial side, and we open up counterclockwise. That is called the positive angle. Okay, and then where we end, that's called the terminal side. Terminal as an ending. So we're going to end the angle. So we have our initial side where we're beginning, and that's always the same. And then we have our ending, and that's called the terminal side. Now, if I open downwards, start on that initial side, and I open down clockwise, that's a negative angle. Negative angle. So this would be negative 125. Okay, and then we have these angles. We have 90, we have 180, we have 270, and 360, and then we can just keep on going, just adding 90 for each quarter turn. Right, a half a turn is 180, a full turn is 360. So let's go ahead and look at what we call coterminal angles. So coterminal angles just means landing in the same spot, right? Because I can land right here at 30 degrees, but if I rotate a full 360, I will land in that same spot. My terminal sides are at the same ending spot, right? They end in the exact same place, even though I spun another 360. So that means 30 degrees and 390 degrees are coterminals. They end in the same spot. Okay, and again, I could just subtract 360, and I can continually just add 360 to whatever my angle is, add 360, or subtract 360, and I can get infinitely many coterminal angles. So let's look and draw an angle in standard position. So I want 200 degrees. So here's my initial side. Always start right there. Okay, so then this is 90, and it's a positive, so that's why I'm going counterclockwise. So that's 90. That's one angle, 180. This down here is 270. So if I split that in half, that would be 235? 225, sorry. 225. So 200 might be maybe right there. Okay. So there's my angle of 200 degrees. Okay. Now let's see if I have another example here. No, example number 2. We'll just go straight into it. All right, we want to draw an angle with more than one rotation. So I want to do 115 degrees. So 115 degrees. Start at my initial side, open it up 90, and this is 180, so 115 might be somewhere about right there. So there is 115. Okay, and now I'm just going to add 360 to that. So I'm just going to spin around from here. I'm going to go 360 degrees and land in that same spot. So this red one would be starting here and spinning all the way and landing right there. So that red one is 475 degrees. And I can keep on doing that and land in the same spot. The angles would look the same, except for this one you spin all the way to get back there. And that's kind of how you draw it, so then people can see you did an extra spin there. Okay, so that's how you draw an angle in standard position that measures more than 360. Okay. Or another way to do it is just to go 360 and then subtract it 360 from this and get 115. And then you know you're just basically going to 115. All right, example 3 here, we're going to identify coterminal angles. So a positive and a negative one. So all we have to do is just whatever our angle is, 35 degrees, we can add 360 to that, and so get 395 for the positive angle. And then for a negative angle, we can just subtract 35 from that, and we get negative. And so then we get negative what? 325? Yep, there we go. So those is just how you do it. Continue to add